I am Esther. I'm the founder of Bump Beyond. My company empowers women by teaching them how to navigate through motherhood and thus giving them a good head start in their journey. There is great fulfillment in being a mother, but it's never easy. Right after giving birth, the first challenge any mother might face is breastfeeding. Sharing a common vision of supporting new mothers, Mothercare and Bump Beyond, together with LoveAmme, came together to bring you a mother support group on Telegram to give our mothers company and strength.
My biggest challenge is to get supply. I'm really a very low supply. So initially when I was trying to latch my baby, it was always him screaming at my boobs, and then it's very stressful that to latch just one baby takes me and my husband. So my husband will help me hold because I don't really know how to hold properly yet. So especially after the C-section, so that my husband at the hospital, I remember he'll hold my baby, and then after that I'll just get my boobs ready. And then after that we'll aim, and then he will just push the baby to get him to latch. So I was like, whoa. And then I always think that breastfeeding is a very nice, beautiful moment until I breastfed for the first time myself. I mean, of course, it's very precious, that moment when you hold your baby so close to you for the first time. But when as a mom, when I knew that I'm not providing him enough, and then that actually led to him getting high jaundice as well, I really broke down. I still remember I broke down one night. I was crying while holding him and breastfeeding. So my husband told me to just relax. Let's just listen to the nanny and then get some formula first to help the baby, and then slowly try to work things out. Until today, I'm still trying to build my supply to be able to feed my baby fully on breast milk. So I'm trying different methods. I even try different things, buying new pumps. So it's not only just time invest but also money invested in trying ways to get more milk. It does stresses me out, why others can, and then no matter how much I try, I can't seem to be able to provide enough.
Both my kids actually have jaundice, so quite serious jaundice, so they were always in phototherapy, which meant I didn't really get a lot of time to see them or spend time with them. So that means latching was quite difficult. Then for the first one, I had my mom and my mother-in-law, but in that generation, for some reason, they don't really breastfeed, so they couldn't help. I just had to figure out the whole latching, and then after a while, it's when the baby gets frustrated and then you get anxious, and then suddenly the latch is not there also. So it's just a whole lot of chaos. Then because he is under phototherapy, so I was not with him, I couldn't get him to latch, and the usual, the clogs, the pain. Had to get someone to go and massage it out. And then I joke with the lactation consultant that actually your breast massage is more painful than giving birth. And I had to actually ask her to stop, to let me breathe. She just goes at it, and then you're cannot. Cry.
Six years ago, after I delivered my son, I had very little knowledge on breastfeeding. So I used to have a confinement nanny, but she gave me zero opportunity to breastfeed my kid. So as a result, my boobs, I tend to get engorged, pain. So I know what I need to do. I'm going to use a pump, breast pump, to pump it up. But the pump is not reacting well to me, so I have cracked nipples, swollen lumps, and so on. So to end my misery, I immediately use a cold cabbage just to put on my boobs. Yeah. So because of that, my supply reduced significantly. Yeah. So after my confinement lady left, I decided to continue my breastfeeding journey because I know breast milk is the best. We wanted to provide the best for our kids. But my kid struggled. He turned his head away, he yelled, he screamed, he struggled, I bullied him. And so I know that I already wasted this golden moment with him during the first month. I feel it's a waste and I'm very frustrated about it. For my second child, I intend to breastfeed. Yeah, no matter what the confinement lady say. Yeah, I want to try my best.
I had no idea how difficult breastfeeding really was. I learned very quickly that like it's very different for different people. So it hit me really hard when it was time for me to start breastfeeding. So I still remember in the hospital, like the first 2 days was like the worst experience ever, because actually my entire pregnancy I had very sore nipples, and so I was very worried going into breastfeeding, because I was like thinking, if my nipples are so sore now, I heard that it will get worse when your baby is actually latching you. So true enough, when I first put her to my nipple, it was so painful. I was like, oh my gosh, I've never felt this kind of pain before in my life. Immediately on the 3rd day, I just started being so engorged. I have clots like every day, even though I latch my baby. And I have 2 permanent clots actually that are connected to the milk duct that is at my armpit. So those 2 clots have not been able to be cleared, even though I've gone for many lactation massages. Another thing that hit me really was the fact that I have a lot of electrical currents in my boobs as well. I'm not sure if you guys feel that. Yeah, so there was one night where I was just, you know, like resting, and then it was so painful. Like it kept happening repeatedly, like every few minutes. They told me that I have vasospasms, which I had never heard about until I went to see the consultant. Yeah, and she said that it can be triggered by cold. It can be triggered by like latching as well. I was really learning so much about breastfeeding that I never knew about. I think for me, like what Charmaine said, the thought of having a second kid is really the breastfeeding that is like so stressful, and it's really not giving birth that is the difficulty.
You need to have a breastfeeding support group. Don't be afraid, don't be shy, just ask questions, because I'm sure the rest of the mommy will encounter the same situation. I also know that there's also lactation consultant. Yeah, you can invite them to your home. Yeah, they can solve your problem immediately. Yeah, so you don't have to worry or frustrated so much that why your kid is not doing so well at breastfeeding.
So most importantly is not to go in with so much expectations, especially from yourself, a new mom. Just go with the flow and really enjoy every beat and second with the baby, and not let breastfeeding kind of like make you feel scared about becoming a mother. There's more to it than just breastfeeding.
Surround yourself by people who are supportive of you and your breastfeeding journey. If there are negative Nancy's around, then just block them out, and then do your best and you do you. So don't let other people make you feel bad and feel insecure about yourself. I think it's very common in the first month, especially if you're a first time mom, to have a lot of insecurities. It's okay, just cry it out. After the first month is over, you start to feel yourself being a lot more stable. Yeah, so then just push on. You'll be very surprised how strong you can be when you decide that this is something that you want to do for your child. So don't underestimate yourself, and then just do your best.
I think patience that it will all work out in the end, like life, right? And also to be kind to yourself lah. I mean, if really it's too much emotionally and too much physically, then I mean at the end of the day, as long as your baby is drinking whatever milk, I mean some of the moms have even gone to the extent of getting like oversuppliers milk. It's still yeah, as long as they're fed.